Back 2,500 years ago, long before modern management even existed, Confucius already understood the delicate balance between being helpful and overstepping, and told his disciples how to act wisely within a team. In my previous video, Why Rewards Matter in Helping Others, I shared the story of how Confucius' disciple Zilu rescued a drowning man and accepted a cow as gratitude. Confucius praised him for that, but this time, when Zilu used his own food and salary to support a public construction project, Confucius harshly criticized him. Why the opposite reactions? This is a story known as Zilu Encroaches on Official Duties, which is recorded in multiple historical sources. Let's look at what happened. Zilu was once appointed as a local chief of a place called Hou. At that time, political power in the state of Lu rested in the hands of the Ji family. They ordered the civilians to complete the new canal within 5 months, but ancient productivity was low, and this was an extremely heavy burden for the people at the time. The project fell directly within Zilu's district of administration. Whether it was to motivate the workers or to make up for the shortfall in government funds, Zilu used his own salary and brought grain from home to cook meals for the laborers. But when Confucius heard about this, he immediately sent Zigong to stop him. Zigong dumped out the food, smashed the cooking pots, and ordered Zilu to immediately cease all private assistance. Why was this wrong? For many people, this is hard to understand, or it is easy to misunderstand Confucius' intent. Why would using one's own resources to support a public project be criticized, especially by the wise Confucius? From Zilu's perspective, it seemed perfectly reasonable. It was the fastest way, no need for approval. It saved the government money. Workers were fed and stayed motivated. The canal will be completed faster. In today's words, Zilu was taking on social responsibility with his own resources. He was just trying to help, and everything seemed like a win-win. So what was the problem? Zilu couldn't understand it either. Feeling frustrated and upset, he stormed back to confront Confucius. Zilu said, "Master, you always teach us to do good and act with benevolence and righteousness. Now I'm following your teachings, sharing what I have so everyone can share in the benefits. So why did you get jealous and stop me?" Confucius replied, "As for propriety, a ruler loves all under heaven. A lord cares for the people within his state. A minister focuses on his official duties, and an ordinary person loves his family. When one goes beyond the proper scope of one's concern, this is called encroaching on official duties." Confucius believed that one should fulfill their duties within the proper scope of their role, taking responsibility for what belongs to them without overstepping, respecting others' boundaries while protecting their own. Zilu's intentions were good, but he went beyond these limits. Acting only from his own perspective, he chose what he thought was the optimal solution, assuming it would get the job done quickly and efficiently. But he forgot that this task was not originally his to manage. According to the family sayings of Confucius, Confucius suggested a solution. Why not report to the ruler and have the state granaries open to supply the people? Confucius reminded Zilu not to overstep and claim credit that rightly belonged to the ruler, as it could lead to trouble for himself. Based on another record from Han Feizi, also confirms this concern. The Ji family in power indeed dispatched officials to investigate and called Zilu to account. Zilu was criticized for taking on the responsibilities of a ruler while still only in the role of a minister. Even though Zilu's intentions were not for fame, when a subordinate exercises authority meant for a superior and gains recognition, It can lead to the minister's power surpassing the ruler's, potentially resulting in disaster or even death. Clearly, Confucius was not just a scholar, he also knew the way of political life. He recognized the importance of considering all stakeholders and respecting the limits of one's own role. Compared with Zilu's urgency to get things done, life teaches us that taking things slowly is often the fastest way. When everyone focuses on their own role and does their own work, it's the most efficient. It saves time, energy, and resources. There is no friction or wasted effort from people stepping on each other's tasks, and everyone moves toward a shared goal. I'm a road worker, so I focus on building the road. I'm a supervisor, so I focus on overseeing. I'm in logistics, so I focus on supply. I'm a team leader, so I focus on giving directions. Everyone does their part, nothing more, nothing less. When that happens, the combined effort generates incredible power. Just as Zilu questioned Confucius, some might ask, why? Why must everyone stick to their own tasks? Why can't I do other things? I just want to get things done. I just want to help the team. It's never that simple. I will analyze this from three perspectives: the team, personal growth, and the combined view. First, from a team's perspective. A team first has to deal with internal competition and zero-sum dynamics. When more and more people within the same group start competing, their efforts can cancel each other out, reducing the overall effectiveness of the team. Start with the worst-case scenario. Everyone wants to be the team leader. Members get caught in office politics and over-competition, which ultimately harms both the individual and, over time, collective interests. Only a few minor players may end up benefiting. In the normal case scenario, which is very common in real life, like Zilu's dilemma, we complete our own tasks and duties and then try to help others. If we work well with colleagues and gain recognition from most of the team leader or some team members may suspect that we have ambitions to take their position. What began as simple teamwork can quietly turn into a subtle struggle for power and influence, and eventually escalate into a situation no one wants to face. This is exactly the kind of tension Zilu faced, or any professional might encounter in the workplace. So the best case scenario is pretty clear here. Everyone knows their role, focuses on their own responsibilities, and supports the team appropriately. Trust is high, collaboration is smooth, and recognition is fair. When everyone does their part, the team's combined effort creates a powerful synergy, achieving far more than any individual could alone. Second, from a personal perspective. On an individual level, many people today chase a lot of things in pursuit of success, but true progress comes from doing well in the task at hand, rather than jumping from one thing to another. On one hand, focusing on our own work and doing it properly may feel slow, but it leads to steady, reliable progress. On the other hand, neglecting our own duties is irresponsible, and taking on extra tasks doesn't always earn recognition. If things go wrong, we may even be held accountable. By staying disciplined and concentrating on what's truly ours to do, we make progress safely and effectively. Third, combine the team and individual perspectives. We have to know why we sometimes end up doing work beyond our duty. There are three reasons. A. We overstep our own boundaries, taking on work that goes beyond our role. B. Someone who should have done the work fails to do it. C. There are issues in how the team is organized or managed. Understanding these reasons helps us see that taking on extra tasks blindly is not always the best solution. Instead, we can take inspiration from Confucius' suggestion. Identify the problem, propose a solution, and submit it to management or to whoever holds a role or duty so they can handle it. This way, we stay within our role, respect boundaries, and still contribute to the team's success. So it is said, slow is fast. Focus on doing our own work well. Steady, careful progress is the fastest path. Fast is slow. Taking shortcuts or overstepping our authority may backfire, risking power conflicts and undermining trust within the team. Small is large. When each individual properly fulfills their own work, even small tasks, the team achieves great collective strength. Division is unity. By respecting boundaries and staying within our roles, what seems divided actually forms a stronger whole. Ultimately, true teamwork and personal success come from focusing on our own responsibilities, respecting boundaries, and coordinating effectively with others. When we do this, the team achieves far more than we could individually. Trust is high, roles are clear, and combined efforts generate powerful synergy. This is the essence of Confucius' teachings on teamwork. Slow is fast, small is large, division is unity.